G'day, Westy here. Okay, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to set your DX7Se Special Edition, how to get into the maintenance menu and recalibrate your battery and recalibrate your sticks. Okay, now the reason I want to do that is because if you have a look at mine, I'll just hold down select and down to get into my menus, and I want to get into the display menu, which shows you the controls. Now I'll just move my sticks. Actually you can see it in the top here, right at the top, the throttle one. See how it's just below the mid stick point? Well, I've got my gimbal. It's actually spot on the center, basically. Actually, it's not. There it is. That's perfectly in the center of the gimbal. And if you have a look at the throttle, the top volt line, see how far below the center mark on the actual display. You know, like it's actually getting full throttle and full low position, and then all the other ones seem to be, that's going all the way to the right, the elevator, aileron's going all the way to the left hand side, elevator is going all the way to the mark, and the rudder's going all the way. So everything else is right, it's just that throttle's not quite, like if I line it up with the centre of here, it's actually not quite right on there. And also, hopefully it won't, I'll go into the throttle curve and we'll see what happens. See, it's only showing that up as 39% of throttle, and I've got that definitely halfway. Okay, definitely. So, and I'm just going to see what it'll get at full position. It gets 100, and it gets input outputs 1, which is not really a lot of issues, but basically at mid stick it's only putting out 38%. So if I go to mid stick again, it's only 38. So if I actually get that up to 50, which is mid stick position, look how much higher my gimbal is. Look, it's one complete notch nearly above where it should be. So that could actually affect where your throttle, where you lift off and where you're actually holding your throttle. You could be holding it quite high. Because obviously you set it up at 50% pitch, unless you just run off your gimbal position, which is a bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get into the maintenance menu. Sorry to be long-winded about it, but I just wanted to explain why I'm going to do it. So turn it off, and basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be there's a special sequence you need to apply to get into the and obviously there's no warranty back on me if you guys muck this up. So one thing I do need to point out though is make sure you do set this up on a non-model setup in selection, because I actually deleted my T-Rex 600 config, but that's alright, I'll fix it up. So what you do is you hold down basically here's what we're going to do, I'll just explain it. We're going to basically start off, we're going to get into the model selection mode, and we want to get to the model reset. And what we're going to do, we're going to be alternating the adjust, increase and decrease button and the aileron DR switch backwards and forwards. So basically what I'll be doing is you basically go, once you're into the reset mode, you press decrease and then aileron DR down, so down and then up up, and then down, down, etc, etc. So you got to do it 5 times, and I'll show you it anyway, but I just wanted to do a bit of explanation. Okay, so we're going to hold down the select and the scroll down button, turn it on, and it goes into the menu, one of the menus. So what we want to do is wait till it initializes, scroll down until you get to the data reset, and this is why I yeah, make sure you're in a heli config or a config that's not actually configured. Otherwise, if you do mistakenly hit this button, it will clear it. And I can vouch for that because I did it to mine, alright? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the decrease, and then, oh, sorry, start again. Turn it on, I'll hold down your select and scroll. It's in data, it has to be on the data reset screen. Okay, it has to be on this screen. Alright. So now what we want to do is make sure this is in the top position. So it has to be away from you to the back, so it should be at the 0 position. So now what we're going to do is we're going to alternate between decrease, so decrease, aileron DR down, increase, aileron DR up, decrease, down, increase, up, decrease, down, increase, up, decrease, down, increase. Okay, so it takes about 5 cycles to get through there, and it will come up with a screen like that. Basically that's the pixel calibration screen you see there, and if you see any of those pixels out, then you know your LCD screen's going out. So just put your DR back to 0 again, to the back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to press the up button, and that's your maintenance screen, which tells you all of your switch positions. So as you flick through your switches, so that's the rudder switch, that's the idle up 1 and 2. Basically this is to test all of your switches to make sure that you're getting 1s and 0s out of them. So if any of your switches are faulty, you need to go into this menu, and if you get one of those switches and you're actually moving the switch and you're not getting a change, then you know that that switch is faulty or a wire's broken or something like that. Okay, right, so I'm not going to go into the actual battery calibration in just yet. I'll do that in another video because we're just going to focus on getting your sticks right. Okay, so we're just going to press the up button. That's where you calibrate your battery. We'll do that later in another video. So we're going to do our stick calibrations. Now, stick center question mark. Okay, so now what we need to do is pull your gimbal. Obviously your mode 2, that's going to be automatically central, the right one, but the left one, you need to get it centered. Okay, perfectly centered how you want it. Alright, so once you're happy with the position, then you go back down into your menu, because it's asking you, are your sticks centered? Yes, they are. So what you want to do is press clear, and then press the up button on the scroll. Okay, now that puts everything back to 0. So basically it's asking for fresh inputs. Now what you want to do is each one of these where it says ST1, ST2, 3 and 4 controls a channel. Okay, so what we want to do is we'll work out which one the ST1 is. Okay, that's elevator. Okay, you can see the figures move when I move the stick. So what you want to do is pull down, just touch it, don't really slam down on the stick. As you can, kind of hard to see both of them at once. Okay, so you pull down, just touch it and press the clear, and you'll see a figure come up with a star. Let it go, push it to the top, press clear. Press clear, push it up, press clear. Okay, so now press, so that's the up and down selection, so press the select button and the arrow moves across to the second mode down here. Okay, ST2. So we'll see which stick moves to get, okay, that's the aileron. So what we need to do is pull the aileron to the right, hold it steady, not too much pressure, just nicely, press clear. To the left, press clear, and now press the select button. So you can see the 2 stars on each one. So I've set the channel on this one with 2 stars are set. 2 stars are set on that one. And now we're moving down to ST3, so we'll press the select button again. The arrow goes down to ST3. Now we're going to set the throttle. That's the throttle one right there. Okay, so we're going to move the throttle down. Just touch it down, press clear, press it up, reset it a couple of times, press clear. Okay, now put it back in the center again, and then so that's the throttle channel set, and now press select again, and that moves the ST to ST4. And now this is your rudder channel, so we'll move that to the left. Set it a couple of times so you're happy. It says 2ECO. Then press it to the right. And that's it done. So now once you've got that sorted, press up once. And then it says all settings okay, question mark. Now if you press the clear button and it is yes. So that's calibrated it and it's back into the normal mode. So just to check it, see if we've made any difference, we'll go through and find our display menu. I've gone the long way around. Okay, now basically I'm going to put this in, I'm going to put the gimbal now on the throttle, because everything else should be centered, which it is. If you have a look at all the other channels, elevator, rudder and aileron are all centered, and if I move, yep, aileron goes full to the correct mark, elevator goes fully to the correct marks. So we'll check the rudder. Rudder goes all the way across and all the way across. Now let's check the throttle. We'll put the gimbal on halfway. And then check your stick. Actually, it's not quite halfway. No, there it is. Perfect. And then we'll check this here, and you can see that the throttle on the top line is in the center, and the pitch is in the center. So both of those mixes are mixed together, the throttle and the pitch. So that's good. The aux2, it's the aux2 switch up here. If you flick that up and down, it goes from the left to the right, so that proves that's working good. And the other one is the gear switch up here. So the gear, if you click that, you should see the gear, yep, left and right, yep. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll just double check in the, go into our throttle curve. Okay, and if we go back to mid-stick, we've got perfect 50-50. Go down to the bottom, you've got 0. Go to the top, got 100. So that's how you calibrate your sticks, guys and gals. I hope that helps someone out there. You know, if you're struggling with getting it set up right, that's how you do it. Cool. Okay, this is Westy over and out. We're going to do the battery calibration next.